Produced by Podcast Architects.
Welcome back. My name is Cullen Martine with Podcast Architects. We're here at the Houston Small Business Expo, and I am joined by Taylor. Welcome.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Yep.
Could you tell us a little bit about what you're excited for tonight at this event?
People and relationships and connections. You know, we got a great group. You know, I heard there's about 2,500 RSVPs that are here, and there's I think 60, 80 booths. So just a lot of good people, a lot of good opportunity to connect and network and help each other's businesses grow.
Yeah, seems like a lot of great connections going on and a lot of good opportunities here tonight too.
100%.
So what do you do?
So I run a company called the Disruption Nation Network. So we help businesses connect with their target audience, and we do it through podcasts like this. Okay, we've been running for 4.5 years. We're 160 episodes in, and we get them exposure by having them obviously as guests on the podcast, just like how you're doing for me right now.
Yeah.
We have 9 social media channels that we're running, so we do a lot of social media syndication for them, and then we've hosted over 100 parties. And we do good networking events, kind of similar to this, not the Expo style. That's why I like connecting with Freddie and the Small Business Expo, because it is a little different from, the way that we're putting events and stuff together. But it's, I was telling somebody else inside, it's like, I joke with friends. I'm like, I feel like I sell relationships, and atmosphere and people. And, when the shoe fits, they're going to figure it out. But just getting people together so they have that opportunity to connect. That's what I feel like I'm good at, and so that's all forces are kind of geared, towards making those connections happen.
That's great. And so you talked a little bit about what y'all do that sets you apart, but what else do you feel like you do that sets you apart as a business?
I'd say one thing that I've gotten real comfortable with is short form video content, and I've been at it for about 4.5 years, and I think everybody's finally figured it out if they haven't been doing it for a while, that video's where it's at. That's where you get your exposure.
100%.
Brand is the big deal, and all the eyeballs are coming off of the news and the media, and they're going to Instagram and TikTok and everywhere else. And people's attention spans are shrinking. So how much content value add can you give in a short amount of time? That's where it's at. So I'm teaching a class in a couple of weeks on how to create short form videos.
Oh, that's great.
Kind of like to what I'm talking about, because there's a need for that, in a lot of the videos that I see. I know they could probably be better, and then even worse, they're not doing anything at all, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, well, so if I can give maybe some one-on-one tips on how to just start if you're not, or get a little bit better, just because I've done thousands of the short form video content.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
we'll have to share some notes and talk, because we'll be creating
100%.
some short form from this, and then love to kind of compare what we do good and what we need to improve on. We're always looking to learn and improve for us too.
You said at the beginning of the deal, and I think people know this, but they're not doing it, and you guys are already. Like, you take a long form content, video, podcast interview, if this was 30, 45 minutes or longer, and make a bunch of 10 to 15 1 to 2 minute clips, like, that's epic, but then how do you edit it? How do you drip it? Who's doing it? How often? Like, this is okay. You can make it. That's one part, but there's a whole shit ton of things that's got to happen after the fact, right?
100%.
If you're going to be effective getting it out. And so it's there's so many levels to it. And I mean, even me, I'm just like, if I didn't have a team to help, I'm like, okay, I'll do this and then screw the rest, because that's not in my wheelhouse. I'm not comfortable there. Don't want to do it, So
yeah. There's a lot of steps to it, and it takes a lot more. Like, you kind of say, oh, like, that little video didn't take that long to put together. That was easy, but I could do that. But it takes so much to actually
compounded. Yeah.
All of them put out, and especially consistently too, is the real tricky part.
Right.
Yeah, but. Cool. So what do you think this event is doing a little bit differently, and what do you think they're doing well?
I've seen a lot of events right here at the Norris Center, and I haven't seen it laid out the way that this is, which I'm excited about. So I've done, a lot of the roundtable luncheons and stuff, okay. So there could be some great people, but it's a lot harder to meet everybody. So the way that just the flow, people are here. I think they knew the MO coming into the deal. So, you walk up and down, you meet a handful of people. There's not a keynote to where you're stuck at one side. And sometimes those are great. I'm just explaining. I think it's a different forum. So
it's a little bit different.
Yeah, it is. And I've watched this thing grow. And so that's exciting. I know it's going to, grow outside of just Houston, but I mean, what I'm excited about is I'm excited, for the success of the people that are here, to want to come back, because the growth, I think, speaks volumes for itself, because we wouldn't have the number of vendors and the number of RSVPs in the full room right there if it wasn't doing what it's supposed to be doing, and getting businesses connected. So
yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Do you want to give a shout out to your podcast?
Sure. Disruption Nation is the name of the podcast. We drop a show every week, and you can find us in any social platform, Spotify, or your favorite podcast app. And we have a ton of events. DisruptionNationEvents.com. I host panels where I moderate multi-million-dollar producers, and we have a room full of business owners similar to this. Masterclasshouston.com. You can find details for those. We have a couple of big ones coming up, and I don't know when this is going to go out, but I'll just leave the websites. The websites stay the same. The details always change. But yeah, we take a lot of pride in doing something real similar to kind of what Business Expo is doing by highlighting businesses and putting them on our platforms. And, growth is good for all, man.
Yeah.
And we have a good time doing it. So
That's great. Thanks for coming on the show. It was
hey,
a pleasure.
Colin, thank you for having me, man. Absolutely.
Produced by Podcast Architects.